Hello everybody, welcome to JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook, and this is episode 10 of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. We are joined once again by Miah Aliapo, our level 9 Arcanist, Makote Arcanist, and we'll get a welcome from her. It's been a while since I've been able to get on the character, so I'm sure she's happy to see me as well as all of you. When last we left off, we were still here in Summerford Farms in Middle Lonosia, and you see we have a number of quest objectives that we need to complete, as well as a story quest to pick up. So let's start with that, and then move on to the rest of the doing our quests. And so we have further afield. Gurkant is eyeing fertile new fields for Summerford Farms, but pests perturb his plows. Darn alliterations. Blast! How's a botanist supposed to accomplish field work without a field to work in? Washed up pirates are well and good when you want a field pillaged and plundered, but not when you need it plowed. Sorry, I just bumped my mic there. A lone horticulturist such as myself hardly strikes fear in the hearts of monsters, but your gait is such that I believe you might. I'd be much obliged if you could rid the field of some mandragoras. With 5 fewer of the sprouting creatures roaming about, I'm sure I could return to my work. So he wants us to take out some mandragoras for him. We also need to speak with the slacking yeoman, and so looks like we should have one of those in this circled area over here. So I'm going to jump down here, and sure enough, there we have it. Water. Work. Ha! Can't work when I got my hands full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last gill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Let's see. I'm going to guess swill wine. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing stalwart chores if you could afford me a taste of proper grog. Oh, I take it I got it wrong. So let's move on to the next one, who should be around here somewhere. Perhaps. And where are you? Where could it be? Maybe inside? Does the store open? That door doesn't open. Well, let's try talking to him and see if maybe he's got something. No work ethic in these washed-up lackeys. Too busy living in the past and making a difference to make difference in present. I'd hoped they'd put a pirate muscle to good use out in the fields, but I failed to reckon on their loafing pirate bones. Nope, not him. Perhaps outside? There's the mandragoras we need to take care of. There he is. Sozai Rarzai. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Breaded sticks. What? Gods, how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? Probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the captain. Hey, I got that one right. While I'm out here, I will take out some of these mandragoras, using carbuncle, of course. You may notice my keyboard is slightly quieter starting in this episode. That is because I've finally got my O-rings installed, as well as some new keycaps, as my other ones were getting kind of worn. So you'll still hear clicks, but you shouldn't hear as many of the louder clicks of the keyboard bottoming out. So hopefully that is better. Make a quick adjustment to my headphones. Oh, and I forgot to send Carbuncle in that time. I guess we're gonna pull aggro. And how many? We needed 5 of these. So we'll get our 5 tiny mandragoras and then continue on to discuss the work ethic of our yeoman. And that is 4, I believe. Maybe 3, 4. There we go. And the last one. And that is further afield finished, so there's a fate that we could start over there, but we're going to ignore that for the time being and find our other loafing yeoman. There we go. Let's see. Iramus, maybe? Could be the name. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? I'm going to guess skirmishing. You bet your bosom I did, lass. Aye, those were the days. I reckon now that you'd be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. I'll have to be satisfied. I'm sorry, I apparently cannot read at all this evening. And there should be another one around here somewhere, possibly down in the river. Or on the other side. Well, we'll go down to the bridge after we talk to the one that's down here and speak with him. Severin. Aye, I'm Severin. You the old man's errand girl now? Tell my dear old cap'n not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out. Well, he's a joyful character, isn't he? And one more to go, just on the other side. We'll hit sprint to move along a bit quicker. And we have someone there with their chocobo companion, taking on their mandragora. Aylmer, so Stalwern sent you, and what do you reckon I say to that? Work is for the witless. I've saucier seeds to sow. I'm going to go with that one. Damn right, didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners, but I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. Yeah, probably for the best. So, that's that. We've finished those up. Oh, we have a couple other quests, but I believe if I click on the objectives, yes, those are down in Lower Lonacia. So we'll be sure... Oh, and there's a conjurer with their unicorn. Well, looks like it's a marauder currently, but the unicorn comes from leveling a conjurer. Part of the level 30, I believe, White Mage quest, actually. According to the producer and head developer Yoshi P, those were put in as kind of a way to incentivize people to play healers. And it seems to have worked for the most part, at least until level 30. Not for me. My conjurer on Kaelk is currently level 22, but that's because in order to unlock Paladin, I had to level it to level 15, and then I had some free company members that needed a healer for some lower level dungeons, and so I managed to get a few levels that way. Let's talk to Gurkint first. How about that? You've already done more than that whole lot of slothful sea slugs combined. If only they spent half as much time proving their worth as they do talking about it. My apologies, my chair is creaking. And so that is further afield. We get our quest experience and Gil. Now we'll talk with Stalwern. You continue to impress, lass. All but Severin are accounted for. It's no fault of yours, he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt, where all such worms belong. And there's that, and we talk to him one more time, and it seems as though we will get a new Arcanist book from this quest, Double Dealing. Stalwern worries that his sack of oranges will not reach the Lothagrin checkpoint as planned. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some, like you, who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin, even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once, I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening now. Right now, not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Aliapo. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Now, you may have noticed this in other quests, but you see that doubt is a different color and kind of brought out a bit. That's because it signifies he wants me to use an emote, and you'll see that there, confront Severin, and cast /doubt on his actions when I confront Severin. And so we will just jump down there and open my map to see where I'm going. Yes, right down there. So let's hit our sprint again and get moving that direction. And I suppose while I've got this chance, I just want to, again, like I have in other episodes, thank you all for the support you've given the channel and given me. I do apologize about some of the audio issues in the earlier episodes. Most of the videos that I recorded with Kale, I was using XSplit as a recording source. I was hoping to be able to use Shadowplay to record all of this, the NVIDIA GeForce Experience project that they're working on, but it is still delayed. And when I started this series, I switched over to Open Broadcaster, which overall I've been happy with the experience, but I have had some issues with getting the audio tweaked out correctly. So there he is. So we'll just type /doubt. There's a B in doubt. And we're rather disturbed, I suppose. What's this now? Stale orange sent you for the oranges. Huh, so the old bugger had known all the time. All this time. What's it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. So wait, you... Really? You'll see we've got some individuals here that are in need of assistance. And you'll notice that circle. As I got closer, I sensed a hostile presence. And, ooh, Carbuncle just went straight to work. Good for him. Oh, and those AoEs are them throwing bombs. I want to avoid those, because, well, they're painful. This Goblin Mugger is going to attack me. Carbuncle, attack! Get inside this circle. I've had it before where I've been too far outside of the circle, and as such, I have had to kill all the enemies again. And so I will start helping these, now that I've dealt with the goblins. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Yeah, he seems like a helpful individual. We'll help Aramis here. Oh, these are all the people that I had to talk and motivate. Severin sent you? Ha! The way he flew out of here, I was sure he sold us down the river. I probably would have. And so Rarzai. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. I think he's still hungry. So we'll go and speak with Severin again. There we go. Get close enough. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Osine and send her my regards. Retrieve the sack of oranges. Yeah, he says he's given it to me. I think he gave it to me because he had no other choice. And we'll open this, and you'll see we need to move down to the south here to turn that in at the Lothogran checkpoint, which this will no doubt take us into Lower La Nacia, where we can pick up the other quests we have waiting. And of course we have Yarzin Yarzov here that we need to do as well. And there is Osine. What have we here? A delivery from the Summerford Farms, and as scheduled. Ha! There's a first time for everything. And give him the oranges. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bootlegging bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stalwern's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. Now, looks like we're going to have to go back to him to pay. But we'll talk to Ostfir here. Ostfir hopes to assure the safety of wayfarers at the Lothogran checkpoint by ridding the area of its dangerous denizens. Ooh, and we'll get leather boots from this as well. More and more travelers pass through these gates bloodied and bruised each day. They tell me the Yarzans harry them at the Rogue. It pains me to do nothing, but we need every man we have just to hold the garrison. You would do us all a great service if you were to thin the Yarzan population for us. If you could clear out, say, 3 of their nest, we'd all be in your debt. So he just wants us to go back to the river here, the Rogue River. And more than likely there will be an interactable in each of those circles that... Oh, and we have a fate. And I managed to pull some aggro. This fate is part of the event that's going on currently. It's their summer event that they've let go a bit longer, just so newer players and people joining the game can come in. And so we'll take part in it. I can use the experience anyway. Probably what I'll do is we'll run back to Summerford Farms as soon as we're finished and close out the episode. So picking up in the next episode, of course. And if you recall, I can't remember if I've done a fate on Miah yet or not. I want to say I have. But I did do one video with Kale covering what fates were and how to do them. And it's very easy. It's just open world content. As you can see, I have in my mini-map this blue circle that signifies where this is happening. Oh, and we have an explosion about to happen. That's a very large circle. And I got out of that. And you'll notice I'm just attacking the bombards around the major boss here. You'll notice that they have these Cascader cadets coming in. And they are the ones that are behind the fate and the event. And so we'll just continue to take on these bombs. There's 49 of 100 Cascaders remaining. Again, those are the ones running in to fight the main boss there. And this is the first time I've been a caster in a fate. Besides, I think my conjurer when I was leveling it, but this is the first time I've been a damage-dealing caster. Conjurers and white mages get more credit for healing in fates than they do for combat, or at least it's easier for them to get credit for healing rather than combat. I suppose I should say it that way. Continue to take on these bombards. This fate goes a lot longer than I'm used to when there's not many people around. There's only 19 Cascaders remaining. I do not think we're going to successfully complete the fate. We just don't have enough people here to take out the bombards before it's too late. 10 Cascaders remaining. 7. Yes, this is going to be a failure. But we will still get credit. We'll still get some credit for failure. Oh, no, not the Lost Lamb. I don't want to attack the Lost Lamb. The flaw of tab targeting, and we're down to our last 3 Cascaders. And that is probably it. Oh, we have 1 remaining, and down it just went. And we'll see. We have a bombard cell. There it is. Fate failed. We did get 20 pinches of wet bombard ash, which in the next episode, more than likely when we've hit level 10 and I go back to Limsa for my level 10 class quest, I'll show you what we can use those for. So, but we have to get back to Summerford Farms. How much would it cost to teleport there? 50 gil. How much do I have? We have 2,700. I'll just run there. I'm close enough. Oh, I've got to cross a river, though. I think I can get up that bank. Sure we can. So we'll just run, and we'll sprint from here. Man, already 20 minutes. These episodes go so much faster on my end. I have to do better at keeping track of time and cutting them a bit shorter. I'd like to keep them in around the 12 to 15 minute range. And that will become easier when we're not doing this complete playthrough as well. Because it'll just be focusing on a single quest or a single couple quests involving the main story or the class that I'm playing at the time. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to talk to this merchant mender because I do not think I've repaired my armor anytime recently. So I want to repair my gear, which is as simple as looking through it and clicking repair all. Going to cost me 10 gil for that, but that's much less than on Kalk right now, who is now a level 50 paladin. I have a video that I need to put together where he hit level 50 that I can share with all of you, but we'll talk with Stelwern and then wrap this episode out. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How did you fare, Aliapo? Well, I've got a sack of gil for you. Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed. Alright. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I'd not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of those God-forsaken goblins. God's-forsaken goblins. Ah, you'd do well to mind yourself around that 2 gil cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. And, obviously, we would like to take our Maple Picatrix, our book there, and complete. And before I go anywhere, we'll equip that, hitting Control I to bring up my armory chest. And, oh, that is so close to being spirit bonded. That one, not so much, but... So we'll run out here, and you see we've got a new quest there, a Pound of Cure, and a new story quest, but... Alas, this episode has come to an end, so we'll spin around and get Miah there. Carbuncle off to the side. I just want to take this opportunity again to thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, if you could give it a like. If you like what you see and would like to see more, check out some of my other videos. Subscribe to the channel. These videos will be coming out more regularly here shortly once we get into the more scripted events and focusing on specific events rather than general gameplay. I also plan on picking up the Serving Justice series again, hopefully in a couple weeks. I'm thinking around, well, probably not even a couple weeks, probably in the next week or so. Plan on picking that up again in October. Just had to take a break from it and kind of take a break from things in general while work picked up. I work for a school, and so the fall semester was beginning, and so my schedule was rather hectic. But I will stop my rambling. We'll get a goodbye wave from Miah. And I thank you all, and I wish you the best. In the meantime, I hope you take care, and peace out.